You teach here too, right?
Yeah. I teach here. I do a class here every Friday.
Yeah.
And then
Like
I
taking
just
a
bring
class or
my
teaching?
Say again?
Like taking or teaching?
I teach class on Friday, and then the rest of the week I'm here teaching private clients and everything.
Yeah.
So, hello everybody. Can you hear us and see us?
Yeah.
That's good.
Check.
Yeah, this is Gev. He's going to be working out with us tonight. You want to just do some reformer here?
Yeah, sure.
You were just at Windsor the other day, right?
Okay.
We were at Windsor Chosen the other day, right? Like with Saul and Corey?
Yeah.
So what did you do when you were there? So
Monday, well, it was like a supposedly open level, but it was 3 of us, and we kind of we did more than just open level. Yeah, so kind of like a...
What was it like? Was it reformer? Or was it
reformer. We did
okay.
reformer, yeah.
Do you mind doing reformer again?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I worked out with a few people before, and the volume, like if I'm here, it's just me, and I can yell as loud as I want to.
Sure.
But then you start having conversations, and you forget, like, the microphone can't pick up everything. So,
Yeah.
All right. That should be good, I think.
Yeah. Looks good.
All right. Well, let's go and get started here. So, if you're watching at home and you have any questions, we're going to be going. What was I going to say? Oh, what do you like? What level do you want to do? Or how hard do you want to go tonight? I don't care.
Yeah, let's just have fun. I'll just follow you. Yeah. I mean, if anything, I'll go I guess, we're there. But I'm kind of ready to get some challenge. I mean, nothing to beat myself so I can work tomorrow.
No, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I love practicing, but something like to kind of move, get some challenges.
All right, let's go with let's start with some footwork.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Do this. Make sure all the springs are on. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Now, also the whole point of this is for the people at home watching.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if we make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, the big reason why I started this channel is because everything you see on Instagram or Facebook, it's perfect. It's curated, right? Yeah. That's not how my Pilates looks 99% of the time.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna go with it. We do well, great. We mess up, we move on.
Sure. Yeah.
All right, let's go press out and 10 times. How long have you been teaching?
15 years.
15 years, nice.
Yeah. I mean, variety formats like yoga, personal training. Cycle runs,
Yeah.
So, at the end, I kind of came down to Pilates and yoga.
Nice.
Because, there's a lot of link between the Pilates and yoga, in my opinion, a lot of awareness, breathing.
Absolutely.
Yes.
8. Heels. How many times a week do you get to work out on your own?
I mean, I'll try to do at least somewhere 3 to 5, even if it's only 20 minutes.
Yeah.
To kind of get the foundation. And then, try to do once a week some public classes, like here or somewhere else.
Yeah. Or tendon stretch.
Yeah.
Stop.
And I'm also a former tennis player. I try to do 1 hour a week tennis. So it kind of adds up, It's some weeks are different. Sometimes I like to play with my weightlifting. I know you like it too.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take off 2 middle springs for 100. All right. Turn this just a little bit more. Yeah, it's better. All right.
Perfect.
All right, here we go.
That's it.
last one.
Alright.
Nice.
Nice and warm now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Short spot?
Sure. Do you teach someone else too?
Huh?
Do you teach someone else too?
On my apartment.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Sure.
my wife is also a Pilates instructor.
Oh, nice.
So we have an entire studio over here.
Yeah. She teach public or just your place?
For the most, she'll take a few clients here and every once in a while, but generally,
Yeah.
it's just a little bit easier. Just to have it come over.
Oh, God.
Great.
My spine feel funky. Most likely it's stress related because it seems like everything is okay, but something is not there.
Yeah. Four. Good coordination. I hate when they get stuff like that.
Yeah. Come on.
Here we go. Woo! Get back rolling. So where did you get your certification at? That was 15 years ago, right?
Yeah, well, I did do it a lot because my classical background, or what I learned, what I could count my main stuff from Kathy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did the.
Kathy Ross
Yeah, she was in Vegas back then. I used to live in Vegas. Then I did go to her place in Florida.
Yeah.
She opened her amazing studio.
Beautiful, isn't it? I haven't been there yet, but I know
Oh my god, yeah. I was the first group.
That's
place was
amazing.
phenomenal, yeah.
Did you get a personal training certification as well?
Yeah, I did personal, my couple of yogas. I was thinking to go more towards before COVID. I had my $300 yoga. I was leaning back then towards doing my own yoga teacher training.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm also focused towards Ayurveda.
Okay.
Yeah, so. But then things kind of shifted. Yeah.
In a rather big way.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't planning to kind of even be in LA because I was in Vegas teaching.
Got it.
And then I got this job right now that I'm teaching. And they have like 4 locations, so I got slammed with work. I'm like, well, my parents are here, I guess I have to move. Universe does what it does.
Exactly. And where is that
So the locations are West Hollywood, Beverly Hills, Brentwood, and Sherman Oaks.
And what's it called?
Nashville, Pilates.
Nashville, that's
Yeah.
right. How often, how many hours do you teach there?
You know, I used to do more, but I'm like, now I'm just pushing 30.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Now, is that on top of private clients as well?
Yeah, then my privates and you know, like home visit or some group like fitness classes. Yeah.
So you're teaching like 40, 50 hours a week?
Yeah.
Woo! Good on you, man.
Yeah, that's my life. Like I'm a workaholic, and
Yeah.
I feel like I'm exhausted. Yeah.
I used to be, and then I had kids, and I was like, no, I can't.
Yeah. You know, I'm single. I guess that's why I have the time to do it.
I was just talking to my wife about years ago when we first moved to LA with our jobs.
Yeah.
I was like, we go like 2-3 days and we'd never see each other.
Yeah.
And now it's like
Yeah.
constant conversation of like, all right, we're doing this, we gotta do that. 2 more. 5, switch. Oh, I can never do that part of the switch. There we go.
Yeah, I know what sticky socks.
2.
Yeah.
3. 4. To swan. I want to do swan. Well,
Yeah.
I'll just do pull straps. We can skip swan.
Sure.
Swan on the long box is my least favorite exercise, I believe. So, do pull straps.
The only thing with this ladder I don't like is like they don't move as smooth as the new ones. You know?
Well, try to go take it off on spring. See if that doesn't make a difference.
I mean, not like excuse, but
Oh, no.
I don't know what's your idea about this between nowadays machines, so they have a different system.
I mean, I was trained on grout, so I think like I think we all prefer what we were trained on, right?
Yeah.
There's definitely different advantages to working on like peak or balance body with the different springs. Like I'm not gonna have my 7-year-old client do squat on this reformer because of the spring tension, right?
Sure.
Yeah, but if you have like a balanced body, so
Yeah. I mean, like the thing that I was trying to say is like the way the wheel work and the way this.
Oh, yeah.
When it goes like this.
Yeah.
You see, it's almost like you're losing the like sort of a little bit of that the smooth drive.
yeah. As opposed to like the cord.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly have not worked in any studios with the cord. My wife has, right?
Yeah.
Well, when we lived in Chicago, she had the studios we worked at had peak,
Yeah.
and so the peak in my studio were all leather, but the peak in her studio were the adjustable riser. So yeah, I can definitely see some of the advantages to that as well, especially with the movable pulley.
Yeah.
Let's do backstroke. 5 times. Three. 4. Number 5. What do you guys have at natural?
I'm sorry.
What kind of equipment do you guys have at natural?
It's the number 2 stop.
Oh, okay, got it. That's the teaser. Alright, 3 sets, 5 pumps. Four, 5. Whew. Last one. And I'll show you my very untraditional dismount from the long box.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so this is my untraditional dismount from teaser to backstroke.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's I like it. Yeah, I saw you with your chair push up. You're telling me like it's stupid. Don't try it.
Yeah, that was I just looked at it the other day. I was like, that was rough. I'm gonna try that again. 1, 2, 3. Now reverse. I'm regretting not doing it overhead earlier because I know I'm gonna have to do it later before tendon stretch, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Or after tendon stretch. All right, horseback.
Solid power center.
It is. It's all. Like, I think about that exercise every single time I ride my bike here.
Yeah.
Just that scoop.
Really has to be like.
Exactly.
That's why I like, there are some guys who are phenomenal, and you're just like, it's a life, kind of dedication.
Absolutely.
It's not just like, you can't just practice fear and call that. It doesn't work.
No, we don't need to talk about people that do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll focus on our own practice here.
Yeah. No, it's a little, it's just good to see, but it's just movement to feel.
Exactly. How did you find Pilates?
So I started by if I go quick as much as possible. So I'm doing it like weightlifting besides my former dancer and tennis background.
Okay.
So since 12 years old, I go gym. Fast forward, I'm in my very early 20s, and I'm already living in the States, and I do weightlifting. And I'm getting like a big, right, but not like lean.
Right.
So like just get those 100-pound dumbbells each and blah blah blah. So, and I don't know much about nutrition. So at the gym back in those days, I see this, gyms offer till nowadays like group classes. And
Right.
What the heck is going on? Like, what these people are doing?
Right.
Someone's with mats, someone's like, what they're doing?
Yeah.
Then I see some stretches, I go like dance stretches for my dancing background. I'm like,
Right.
what is this? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna dedicate a month or two. I'm gonna grab the schedule and try every single class. I don't know what all these girls doing. Like, what the heck is it?
Right.
I'm just curious because I always like to try something new. So fast forward, trying cycling, Pilates, yoga, pump, or whatever, those gym workouts, group classes. So I got hooked with the cycling.
Nice.
I love the great music, good teacher. None of the soul cycle type of like bullshit kind of situation. Back then, soul cycle wasn't even around.
Right.
So yeah, and then I ended up doing the yoga, obviously, Pilates.
So you just tried out at the gym.
Yeah, and I tried, and then at that time the Bikram yoga was very popular.
Yeah.
Right. So
Let's do it.
so I tried the Bikram yoga. I'm like, oh, I like it. This is like a workout, and I'm in a sauna, like kind of a Russia sauna type of thing, So then I ended up trying other studio, and then I ended up, so regular, so good that teachers, sometimes would ask me like, can you stop? I go like, I'm not training. Right. I go like, dude, you know more than some of the teachers, don't worry about it. So then I did, and all the feedback, they're like, oh, we want to hear you, he's great, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's how very much. I was like, okay, it looks like now I have to
There's some runnings, some trainings. You can't just go like this even though we're very much the same thing, but
Yeah,
I need to kind of get the, real training. So,
3 times.
yeah.
3, switch.
So that's how I not really like a training after training.
I like it. Yeah. Put the
So then,
up flat. And
finally,
switch.
also luckily we found a good mentors throughout those
Yeah.
years and trainings.
Switch. 3. Down to the ground for long back stretch. Whew.
Alright.
So warm-ups I've been all day. I like it.
Yeah. Do you do other jobs?
No, this is personal training Pilates all day, every day. So this is my second career. So I found Pilates by dumb luck.
Oh.
My wife Rachel did a LA Marathon back in 2012. And one of the groups that she signed up with was with Team Day and Days.
Yeah.
And there was a gym that was helping them get ready called Elevation Fitness
Yeah.
that was at it was on Sunset above near where the Hustler store is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was above the Hustler store.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was doing summer massage.
Yeah.
And so I talked to one of the guys, one of the owners, I was like, listen, I'm thinking about becoming so I used to do springboard and platform diving and gymnastics, I would coach that.
Okay.
And I was like, thinking about
Yeah.
becoming a personal trainer, would you recommend like ACE or NASM? He's like, well, with your background, have you ever thought about Pilates? I was like, no. Why would I think about Pilates?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, why don't you come on in, I'll give you a free session, and you see what you think. And then within 5 minutes, I was like, oh, this is what I need to do. So
Yeah.
cashed out my 401k, paid off all my debt, paid off the training program, and a year later, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So
this was back in Chicago?
no, this is here.
Oh, here.
This is here in LA.
Okay.
We moved to Chicago when we found out that she was pregnant for the first time, because her family's in Chicago, mine's on the East Coast. So we're like, oh, let's go be close to the family. So we moved there in 2016, and then by 2017, we're like, we gotta get back to LA. So we went back in 2018,
Yeah.
and I don't plan on leaving again.
So originally from Chicago?
Huh?
Originally from Chicago?
She is, my wife is.
Oh, but you're
I'm from all over. So my dad was a minister, so we moved a lot. So I was born in Georgia, Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, back to Florida where I met Rachel. Moved to LA, moved to Chicago, moved back to LA. I think I'm good. I don't think I need to move anymore.
Yeah, you're done with
I'm
that.
done, I'm done. One more. All right. Let's do tendon stretch. Whew.
That was it?
7:29.
Alright.
Okay. Doing well. All right, here we go. Do this 10 times.
Alright.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
Good. All right, let's do semicircle. You know what? I'm gonna flip bar up.
Yeah.
It's I found this when I first started doing Pilates. I despised this exercise. I had no mobility in my spine. I had no mobility in my quads.
Yeah.
It's like, this exercise is stupid. No one needs to do this shit. Now I'm like, this is the only thing that stretches my quads out.
Yeah.
There was no spinal articulation in my body. I don't know.
Yeah.
And roll down. And reverse. Oh man.
Wasn't so checked out.
Yeah. So when you strength training now, what's like your go-to? What do you like to do? Like, are you going doing like? Is it like more of a full body workout?
Yeah,
in the gym,
full body,
or you
yeah.
like
Like
legs one
years
day?
and years, I was lucky. Back, again, when I was a kid growing up, become a friend. Well, my father introduced a couple of, bodybuilder champions back then where I'm from. So, but Armenian.
Okay.
Yes, but nowadays, just like, sometimes I may go a Barry's boot camp and just do like a floor work. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Yeah. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Or for a moment, years or so ago, I was a member of Equinox. But working so much, I was like, I was wasting all this money not really going there. So I was like,
I could afford to work at Equinox. And I did.
yeah, no, I was able to get hired too, but I had to work for it.
That's why I became a Pilates instructor, was to get out of management and to not work for a corporate company and run right back into one. And it was good for my career, but I was like, this is not what I wanted.
Yeah, I enjoyed the freedom, and even when some studios become big and they change and they try to do all this unnecessary, like whatever they want to call it, I'm like, I'm out of here. I have to go find another family business.
One more side. One more strength.
Yeah, I used to do more and more kettlebell,
Yeah.
but my back is, I know that your back shouldn't get affected, but anyhow, when I was young and doing the workout, too young, stupid, I would do heavy squats.
Yeah.
And my lower back is a little bit, I have to be a little mindful. But I like to play it, definitely. It's a quick, but there was this guy, a Russian guy, who was like very much a creator and did all kinds of records. I used to follow him.
Pavel?
He's a man, like he did a 911 record, like he did 911 times swings, that's like heavy. Because in Europe it's a kilogram, not a pound.
Exactly.
So he would have like 32 kilograms or 64 or something insane.
Pavel's also in?
Like tall, tall.
Right.
Yeah, tall. Yeah. Because my teacher in Vegas, he was with kind of he teaches a lot of good techniques.
Okay.
But anyhow, yeah. How did you get into kettlebell?
I was working with a personal trainer in Chicago.
Yeah.
And the very first day I picked her because I knew I could talk to her. I was like, Carolyn, I'm an athlete. I've grown up with coaches telling me what to do my whole life.
Yeah.
Anything you tell me to do, I'll do it. I was like, but I'm not running on that fucking treadmill. she started laughing. She's like, what? I was like, I hate running.
Yeah.
I tried, thought I was gonna be a runner one day.
Yeah.
I tried, not for me. I don't like it.
Yeah.
And she goes, that's fine. You don't have to run on the treadmill for cardio. We can do kettlebells. Like, great. Never touch one. But as long as it's not on the treadmill, I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then that led to 2 different kettlebell certifications.
Oh, really?
That I actually did through
Okay.
through Strong first.
Yeah.
And I did a bodyweight certification through Strong first as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just because I didn't want to get on a treadmill. That's what I found out. So, and you know, for that certification, yeah, it was. I'll do snake twist next. Like for the first one, it's like 5 double cleans. You gotta do double overhead presses, double squats, show technique. But the strength test that you have to do is 100 swings with a kettlebell in 25 minutes. Or I'm sorry, in 5 minutes. 100 kettlebell snatches in 5 minutes. Yeah. And in my weight class, it was with a 24 kilogram kettlebell. Wow. So. My hands feel that rip.
Yeah.
So I generally do 2 snakes.
Okay.
Let's twist.
Yeah.
And then like a half a twist and just kind of stretching open up.
Sure. Yeah.
All right.
Each side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You all right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's all right. That's 3. That's part of working out, right?
You practice regularly your snake?
Well, I try.
Yeah.
That's another reason why I created this channel.
Yeah.
Was to stay up on my own practice.
Yeah.
So, nicely done. See? Even pros make mistakes, what we do.
Yeah.
The whole point. Nice. Nicely done.
Alright. Snakes are no joke.
Yeah, no joke.
Yeah. And you know, it's like probably, I mean, you have to practice anything. With this one, you don't do for a minute, you're like, boom, out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's why it's. I really do think the slogan for Pilates should be, it's harder than it looks.
Yeah.
Right? Because you don't, when you see someone doing this exercise, kind of, what is that?
Yeah.
Then you do it, you're like, oh no.
Yeah. Yeah, like, okay, now I know.
Exactly. Like, I get the big deal.
Yeah.
Corkscrew.
You lift it? Or
Huh?
you lower it down?
So I'll do like an elbow single and dip.
Yeah, like this. So that oblique and hip rotation.
Absolutely. And that the key of that tension with the spring just engages that
Lots,
much
right?
more instead of
Oh, yeah.
like sliding back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's corkscrew control arabesque. Go to the right. Okay. No, that was probably talking about that. To the left. One more. In each side. All right. Let's do a little. It's just arabesque prep. We're not gonna roll off. All right. Just getting used to. Kind of finding that. Remember where it is. There we go. That's enough. Second long box.
When something is off in your body, everything
Yeah.
feels, yeah. I hate that.
I think that's the other thing for me with all this is that now at 46, if I don't do this consistently,
Yeah.
everything's off. right? Every day. So, you know, there's no, and like a lot of what I do as far as like weight training, and during the day, by the time it's like sprinkling, it's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, you know, like last night, all I had time for when I got home was I did 20 minutes, every minute on the minute. First minute I did 10 swings, second minute on 10 push-ups. Repeat, right? So by the end of 20 minutes, 100 push-ups, 100 swings.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then I was like, okay, tuck the kids in, like, you know, finish getting ready for dinner.
Yeah.
Hamstring curls. 2, 3, 4. Go for rocking here. Grab an ankle.
You have a sand machine at home?
Yeah. Alright, and 5 actions, beats. Slide. One more. Let's do a little swimming here. 7, 8, 9, 10. Holy snikes.
Oh, that's nice back work.
Yes.
Woo.
All right. That's one of my clients is a pediatric doctor,
Okay.
and she was talking about how and she has two boys that are both avid sports players, right? And so there's always different physicals that you have to do before you go do baseball or basketball or anything. And she said, just because after work, I realized we check for mobility in so many different directions, but we never focus on extension. And there's no, you see all these kids now they're playing baseball. Here, it's like, I think we need to start addressing that. I'm like, I think maybe you should.
There's a lot of selection.
And how much of extension is for sure.
Exactly. So
that's why we all, and then this is locked, and then you screw it. That's it. Yeah.
That's exactly right. All right. 5 times. I'm gonna go all the way back on 4 and 5. Just go back. Stretch. Oh, yes. One more. I'm not using the stick, I'm using my hands. I always go back, you should go whatever you like.
This is good.
I like this because it kind of like compressing your head and almost use your hands as a prop.
So I can keep them lengthened here.
Alright, so what's your least favorite Pilates exercise?
Oh my
Yeah?
Yeah, it's this rib cage and a lat combination.
Yeah.
So it was my thoracic.
Yeah.
Then this last few months it went to my left, scap, looking like a very spasm kind of a thing.
Okay.
And then it was workout, kind of like moving around, and I'm like, oh my god, hopefully this is not gonna kill me. This my scapula like behind the chest feels weird. I'm not kidding you. It's like it's like a magic, and then this like a ghost throughout my body. I can feel like from here goes close to like, am I I get like, how did I wake up like this? Like this some new kind of sickness on me this time. Like, this is so weird. So then it kind of like goes and wraps around here. I'm a real time I'm witnessing this, whatever it is happening with my body, right? I go like, this is strange, like something is behind me, like, what is this? And then I'm like, it's like, boom, and it stops. So sometimes it kind of goes, my, like internal licks me, feels funky, like something when I'm doing like some lateral, side, and I go like, what is this? I'm gonna see some therapist this weekend.
Try using that, like when we do twist, see if that doesn't help kind of give you a little bit more room in the back there. How does that feel?
That was good actually.
You never answered my question.
Which one?
What's your least favorite Pilates exercise?
Oh, the least?
Yeah.
Ooh. Like I look this way, there's a saying of, that anything you don't like or you hate, that's what you need. So like overall, anything with hamstring related,
It's fair.
it's like not a favor. Like obviously, for a manhood, anything upper body related, it's fun. I mean, either I know general, percentages, that's what it is, and then also personally, I feel more strong in control.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy actually anything twist. It's just a matter of where I am, how I feel.
That's fair.
Yeah. So probably it's more specific to Pilates. Obviously, that's what you're asking. But anything with a really deep low. Like probably teaser chain.
That's fair. I get that.
That's just like it's a good challenge, but I mean, if you're not on your prime, you're gonna suck it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
Nice. I never actually shot from this angle. I was wondering how the lighting was gonna work. Let's go.
What about you?
Least favorite? Swan.
Swan?
Hands down.
Yeah.
Listen. You're just, like the only one that's somewhat comfortable is when I do it on the Wonder chair, because I'll layer the pads so there's like a channel.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're doing it on the mat, if you're a guy, you're really good chance you might crush your balls.
Yeah.
If you're a girl, you're gonna smash your boot. Right? It's just an uncomfortable. Like, I'm not saying it's not necessary, but it's like anytime it comes up, and no matter what, whether it's a reform or the mat, it's like, I'll do it. I will do it. It's not like a treadmill, but
yeah. Looks like you really serious with your treadmill.
That's right, man. Which is funny, because I love riding my bike. I ride a bike everywhere, and there's just something about.
Yeah.
I don't know. I tried before. That's how when Rachel did the marathon, Elevation Fitness, they started a run club. And that's when I talked to her. I was like, maybe I'm in my 30s now. Maybe I'm a runner. I'm not.
I did a spotter race. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. No more.
Yeah. I get that. I've done 2 half marathons.
I was thinking like maybe I should do the tough murder too. I'm like, you know what? I'm here, I'm done. Screw that.
You're good. By the middle of my second half marathon, that's when I was like, no, this is not my sport. This is not for me. And really, I think what it really comes down to is that, I said I hate it. I had no desire to get better.
Yeah.
Right? It was never like, I wonder if I can shave off this time. And so there was no interest. It's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So that's really what I think I mean more than like, I hate running. It's just, I just had no desire to get better. So, even with this work, I mean, you know what I mean? Like with Pilates, if I have an off day, if I do an exercise poorly, I'm like, oh, I'm not happy with that. Like, it'll kind of sit in my brain, like not like torture myself and be like, I can't believe I messed that up.
Yeah.
But it's a little more like, okay, so the next time I go in for like, if it's like air off or whatever,
Yeah.
and like, all right, so make sure like focus on the foot. Like, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna make it better the next. I never got that with running.
Yeah.
So there was never this idea of like, oh well, soon
Yeah.
I'll shave off this much. Like, I could not care less.
Yeah.
New mermaid. In this case, merman.
Yeah.
One more. This is the part that I always love with this exercise. You talk about anything twisting.
Yeah.
Get in the rotation. Yes. Now later, when I go home, I'll go back through this. I'll probably clip at least one or two things up and post it.
Sure.
Tagging it on Instagram.
Yeah. Always one side feels funky, right?
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
Alright. Long spine massage, followed by knee stretch series, running, and then we'll throw in some splits and be done with it.
Alright. Yeah, it's like, it looks like, what are you doing? Like up to 5 each? And you're like, why are you huffing and puffing?
Right,
But then
exactly.
somebody's like, come try.
It's, you know, people ask, you know, like, is Pilates good for like weight loss, right?
Yeah.
And I tell them at the beginning, honestly, not at first. Right?
Sure.
You know, it becomes this, because there's such a learning curve,
Exactly.
right? And you're not going to know this stuff the moment you get on the reformer, right?
Yeah.
Or on the category. But once you do it, once you start going through the levels, you learn, you know, the transitions and how to keep it moving, you can make it like a steady state cardio.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, especially if you kind of stick with the, I mean, which is a perfection, but if you stick with that 5, second
Exactly.
change, I mean,
You're never stopping.
Yeah.
So it's a, you know, it's why when you see people, like now, like I have, Pilates actually made me have a greater appreciation for people who practice Tai Chi. I'm like, when I watch people doing Tai Chi, I'm like, before I was like, what are they doing? Now I'm like, they're doing something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
yeah. Oh my god, if you try, you're gonna your legs are really so you're like, are you
Yeah,
serious?
exactly.
I'm doing nothing.
I figured. That's why I'm afraid to try.
Yeah.
Alright. Long spine massage. Here we go.
Two spin, right?
Yeah. So I'm on. Yeah. Alright. That was a very untraditional way to check your strength. One more. And reverse. One more. Leg circles and fry. When I went through the certification program, my first one, it was like long spine massage replace leg circles and fry.
Oh.
And then I went to a workshop down in San Diego,
Yeah.
and it's like Jay Grimes, Chris Robinson,
Yeah.
and Jay Grimes was like, leave it in. Like, why would you take it out? Like you work so hard and it's a necessary exercise. Just do it after long spine. And we were all kind of like, oh, no, that makes sense. Six, 7, 4 kicks.
David did like a little workshop a few weeks ago in an alley. Did he tell you?
Oh, but at Trish's?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going through doing more than continuing education with them.
Yeah.
So, were you there?
No.
No.
I was just here. We were just chatting.
Yeah. He's, he's dedicated.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I can say this to the general public, but you know, like one of his frustrations as a Pilates instructor is not finding time to do your own workout, right?
Yeah.
Like that's part of it.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah. It's a whole non-stop problem.
It is, absolutely. All right, 10 times. Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Flat. 6, 7, 8, 9. Knees off after 10. 6, 7, 9, 10. Woo! Let's do some running. Doesn't matter how much I use my powerhouse, my quads always take over.
Yeah. Mine is like if my hip flexors are, it's not, tight hip, because unfortunately I do a lot of driving.
Do you?
Oh yeah, I live in an alley, so I have to everyday drive pretty much rest the legs. So
Woo!
yeah.
Now, do you travel all 4 of those clubs as well? Or you just teach out one main
No, I was doing 4 and I stopped doing, so it's 3, which is again a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean you'll be laughing, but my average driving like 100 miles a day. And you know how they can mess up your hip.
Oh yeah,
Always like
absolutely.
braking gas. Yeah, but I mean, from the valley, like where I am, it's like under 12 mile to go to Beverly Hills. Have sounds for you 1 hour.
Yeah, I believe
it's
it.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
I'm like, seriously?
good advice.
Yeah, it's just, that's why I'm this is my 4th year in LA.
Yeah,
I count the you pick it up.
I was keep ready. Put it out going.
I was doing the math, which I mean, this is nothing for LA locals.
Right.
I'm like, 1 month, the way I drive, I'm spending in the car, I'm wasting out of a year, 1 month, it's a waste complete. Can
Yeah.
you imagine? So if somebody has been doing that like 30 years, you're like, I mean, again, I'm under 5 years in LA. I'm like, man. Are you close by?
About 4 or 5 miles from here. So, but that's my bike. I think
You're always a bike?
almost always.
Wow.
I find I don't get nearly as aggravated with traffic
Sure.
on my bike. Right?
Yeah, but do you feel safe?
You know what?
Traffic.
I do, especially around here. I feel, even though there are a lot more bike lanes in Chicago, I feel safer riding my bike in LA than I did in Chicago.
Really?
2 reasons. Number one, people aren't cycling there are a few people that cycle year round in Chicago, but for the most part, those lanes aren't being used. So drivers get used to cutting over it. I've gotten honked at because I was in my lane. Right? I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The other thing is that I was going to do side splits, front splits, and thigh splits. The other difference with LA is that we take pedestrian right-of-way laws very seriously here. So in Chicago, I had numerous incidents where someone just stepped in front of me because they were crossing the street. And because they don't normally have to look for bikes in the bike lane 9 months out of the year, bam. So I had more accidents in the 2-year span that I was in Chicago than I had out here in LA. So you know, it's these side splits. But I also like make sure I have lights.
Yeah.
I have 2 back lights, one on my bike and one on my helmet.
Yeah.
And one front light and then one flashing down just to make sure people see me.
Yeah.
Alright. On 2. People are a little bit more 3 times to cycles out here. 4.
Yeah.
And 5. And take off the spring for the adductor work. Feel the burn of the M5s. But I can honestly tell you, this is where the kettlebell work made my Pilates stronger.
Yeah.
4.
Again, you have to use your powerhouse, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. But, you know, I know like that exercise is meant to strengthen your abductors and adductors.
Yeah.
So, but from that motion, swinging, really using the hips and thighs,
Yeah.
they just got, this actually became 1,000 times better.
Yeah.
So,
And just like anything, obviously, you know, also starting, I'm sure you kind of relate or you know what I'm about to mention, like anything in sport, if you know how to use your hip, that's it, you got the power. And then, you know, when I was, again, speaking of Pilates, obviously, again, you know, hardest exercise, square, snake, what you need to do, using your hip.
all the hips.
Yeah. So,
3. 4.
like even boxing, tennis, it's all that hip.
Absolutely. Golf.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Got that from Chubbs.
Yeah.
All in this. Squeeze. 4. Do front splits and thigh splits, and we'll be done.
Pretty smooth, huh?
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's gonna be a nice 60-minute.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you know, as we do this, I do feel the stretch in like the hamstring, but for me, it's always the calf. I think it's the biggest stretch. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because the heel's down, but I'm always surprised. I'm like, I don't feel this same stretch even when I do like running,
Yeah.
right? But when I do it front splits, and I feel that stretch back there. I'm like, oh, at least something's loosening up the calf.
Yeah. You don't have a flat fit, right?
Huh?
You don't have a flat fit. Yeah.
3, 4. This is the one time I always make sure to never look in the mirror. 5.
I know, right? Ooh. Yeah, my calves can be funky too, it depends.
Yeah. But now, on this side, it's more the hamstring
Yeah.
and less the calf. So, that's just, the human body is weird.
Again, it's all the nerves.
Yeah.
It's so fascinating. You know, just today during the teaching, I was like, more you learn, more you realize you don't know anything about the body.
3, 4, 5. Let's do 3 splits. This is probably my favorite stretch on the reformer. Just here. So do you think about doing any other continuing ed in Pilates, or yoga, or personal training, or are you just focusing on just working? And like is there another modality that interests you? Or yeah, just to learn? Or is there something you're just like, I'm just gonna stick with what I know for right now?
I mean, it's been a minute that I haven't done any continued education.
Yeah.
So before COVID, I was doing at least once a year,
Right.
adding on top of, so you know, just kind of to stay on a
kind of look what's going on, what's, you know, I like to refreshing and all that stuff. So, but I would say more mastering, knowing, you know, what I do, learning, understanding the body more. You know, definitely, obviously I'm here more practicing at least classical, because since I'm not teaching the classical, even though my classes are, you know, I mean, I know teachers or studios, you know, they don't, a lot of time, you know, not that they don't appreciate, they do, but they have to stay with the trend, you know,
exactly
blah, 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 because at the end of the day, it's all business and what pays the bills.
That's exactly right.
Right, so, but again, overall, the owner is, you know, doing her best where I am. So, and throughout the years, I build a clientele, you know, that people appreciate. I literally stop the class and I go like, okay, let's understand what is extension, what is flexion,
Exactly.
how to use the abs, why we use. I always bring literally some example like that we all do, sitting, standing, turning. That we all do, we do, right?
Absolutely.
So that's so on and so on. Yeah, so long story short.
Thank you. That was amazing.
Oh my god, appreciate it.
We're very sweaty.
Yeah, very.
Well, thanks for hanging out with me and Gab. Where's he at?
That was lovely, yep.
There he is. You can find him on Instagram. If you have any questions about what we did, you can find me on Instagram, find me on Twitch, every platform you can think of. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on Friday night. He'll probably be back here again in the very near future, maybe even next week.
Yep.
And see you later.
See you.